Hello and welcome to United Report. This is your home for all the latest Manchester United news, match updates, transfer stories, and in-depth analysis. Stay connected and never miss a moment. Subscribe now to stay ahead with everything happening at Old Trafford. Ruben Amorim admitted his Manchester United team deserves to be remembered as the club's worst in Premier League history. United have now suffered 14 Premier League defeats. They sunk to 14th in the table and cannot reach their previous lowest ever points tally of 58 after another humiliation at Newcastle. Red Devils boss Amorim left out first-choice keeper Andre Onana ahead of Thursday's Europa League second leg against Lyon, but his replacement Altay Bayindir had a nightmare. When asked about United's worst ever Premier League campaign, Amorim said, "It is a reflection of our season. We need to accept that and to move forward and try to do things so much better in the future so we don't have this kind of season." Nothing is worse than losing games. People can say whatever they want to say. I don't want to defend myself or anything like that. If you look at our position in the table, it says it all. We need to improve in a lot of things, and our position is a reflection of our performances this season. The mistakes we made during the game helped the opponent and gave them confidence. I have no regrets because we made mistakes. They were better than us. And even if we put out a different XI, we don't know the result. We made choices. I'm going to continue to do the same. We need to focus on the next one. The next one is massive for us, and we have to play better. Thursday is really important. Losing games is the hardest part by far of this job. Amorim refused to say whether he will recall Onana for Thursday, but confirmed he will almost certainly be without Joshua Zirkzee, who came off with a hamstring injury. Newcastle assistant Jason Tindall was in charge because boss Eddie Howe was absent through illness after being admitted to hospital on Friday. He win puts Newcastle up to 4th and on course for the Champions League. Tindall said, "I said to the players before the game, go out and deliver a performance the manager would be proud of." They did that. I got a text message from him before I came into the press conference, and the performance would have put a smile on his face. We did miss him. But I'm really proud of the players. It's different when you're stepping in during the absence of the manager. It's up to the players to deliver a performance, and they certainly did that. Roy Keane has laid into Manchester United captain Bruno Fernandes, questioning his leadership and accusing him of speaking in sound bites. Fernandes fronted up after United were thrashed by Newcastle on Sunday, with Sandro Tonali, Harvey Barnes and Bruno Guimaraes all scoring in a 4-1 win for the Toon. Speaking to Sky Sports after the game, Fernandes admitted he gets frustrated with his teammates because he knows how good they can be and urged the club to turn their attention to the second leg of their Europa League quarter-final clash with Lyon on Thursday. "My teammates, I only get frustrated with them because I know how good they can be," Fernandes claimed. "I know how tough it is to represent this club. They want so much to give to the club, to win, because they know how much they will be remembered if they win something with this club. On Thursday, we go forward. We create a big atmosphere in our stadium. We need to be on the front foot and give everything we have because we want to get to the semi-final. In tough moments, we have done great performances against the biggest clubs. In decisive games when everyone is watching. We are Man United. We have to step up and do everything to win the game." However, Keane took issue with Fernandes' comments and claimed there is no meaning to his words. To be fair to Bruno Fernandes, he fronts up. "But to me, it's just sound bites now," Keane told Sky Sports in response to the interview. He was talking about his teammates and belief. But what about his right-back Dalot, who didn't put a leg out to tackle? I hope he is pulling him in the dressing room because he keeps talking about having belief in his teammates, but real good teammates put demands on each other. When I listen to Bruno, I have question marks about his leadership. He certainly isn't getting any help around him. It must be tough playing in that midfield when the expectation is on him, because that's unfair on him. But when he's doing his chats about supporters and this, to me it's just sound bites. There is no meaning to it. I'm not sure this United group are an honest group. The best players put demands on me. That's what real good teammates do. These aren't teammates, they are bluffers. Keane's comments came after he accused United of being a physically and mentally weak team. "That's 14 league games they've lost now," Keane fumed. "We keep making excuses for this team. There are not enough players who can run in the team. I don't think there are players who want to run. Not enough of a goal threat. You've got to dig deep, even when you're up against it, and they didn't do that in the second half. We spoke at half-time about the big test was to come in the second half. Looking at Newcastle, they're outstanding, they're used to winning big games now. They've got into a really good habit. United are the opposite. I think United now are physically and mentally a weak team. Manchester United believe they can hand Ruben Amorim a £200 million war chest this summer by cashing in on players he is prepared to sacrifice to finance an Old Trafford rebuild. As many as 9 members of Amorim's first-team squad could depart the club in a bid to give the Portuguese a blank canvas after another season of struggle in the Premier League. And as well as raising finance through incoming transfer fees, United's money men reckon they would also save up to £80 million a year on wages. The Reds are also ready to listen to offers for Casemiro, Andre Onana and Alejandro Garnacho, while Kobbie Mainoo's future remains in doubt over the club's failure to meet his wage demands to sign a new contract. Both Casemiro and Onana are expected to generate further interest from the Saudi Pro League and could raise £20 million apiece. While £50 million rated Garnacho is once again on Napoli's radar, and Chelsea are monitoring Mainoo's situation. With Christian Eriksen set to depart when his contract expires in the summer, United are looking to back Amorim to the hilt by moulding the squad to fit his playing philosophy. A club insider said, "It may be a case of swallowing big losses on what was paid for Sancho, Antony, Casemiro and Onana, but there is an acceptance that the manager must be given the players he needs to make his system work." Offloading some of the biggest earners at the club will also create some wriggle room for the necessary rebuild. Rashford and Casemiro both bank in excess of £325,000 a week, while Sancho is on £250,000 a week. Antony and Eriksen pull £150,000 a week, and Onana is on £120,000 a week. Co-owner Sir Jim Radcliffe believes getting United's annual £172 million wage bill under control is vital for the long-term health of the club. The Reds hope that Rashford's resurrection at Aston Villa will either lead to the Midlands club meeting their £50 million valuation or flush out interest from elsewhere for a player who is back in the England squad. Real Betis have had an offer to extend Antony's loan deal by a further 12 months rebuffed. But the Brazilian winger has sparkled under former Manchester City boss Manuel Pellegrini, and the Spanish club may have the funds to make his move permanent if their excellent form translates into qualification for the Champions League. Chelsea have the option to either buy Sancho for £30 million after taking the former England winger on loan for the season, or pay £5 million in compensation to get out of the agreement. Either way, Sancho has no future in Manchester, and former club Borussia Dortmund are watching developments. Malacia, on loan at PSV Eindhoven, is also up for sale. It's unlikely that United will countenance the sale of both Garnacho and Mainoo at the same time. But profit and sustainability rules mean they would get maximum value from allowing one more homegrown player to leave alongside Rashford. Napoli were prepared to pay £35 million for the 20-year-old in January and retain a strong interest. Garnacho has lost his place in Argentina's squad and may view a move to Serie A as the best way to boost his chances of going to the World Cup, given Napoli are currently fighting for the title and are on course to qualify for the Champions League. Stockport-born Mainoo, 19, became a fan's favourite when he broke through last season to score the winning goal in the FA Cup final before starring for England at the Euros. He has suffered with injuries this season, but if an agreement over a new contract doesn't materialise, then that would tempt United to cash in on Chelsea's interest.